All right, so this is a new one. I've done this kind of before. I'm using my Bluetooth Arteria KeyStep 37, which I've kind of transformed into its own little battery slash Bluetooth, because it doesn't have either one, or neither one, I should say. But I've transformed it into kind of my version of that. Excuse me, and this mic is on my phone, by the way, so hopefully it's clear. But I've shown this before where I'll use, this is just neo soul keys by gospel musicians. And then I have chord pads routed into the Atom2. Second. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I was recording. Sorry about that. Routed to the Atom2, and then the Atom2 into the neo soul keys, and the neo soul keys goes into Koala. So that's what I like to use for my recording for audio loops that I might make. The benefit of having Atom2 is twofold. One, as you can see here, well, you can't see because you can't see it. So hold on one second. I'm going to flip the phone so you'll know. Be easier for you to see. There you go. I lock the scale to a G sharp, or this could be A flat Dorian, because that's what I'm playing in. Okay. I'll flip the phone back. And on chord pads, one of the things I did was I picked the A flat Dorian scale chords, and I picked them in ninth. Then I went through, as I've shown before, and set the chords, and then use this voicing, excuse me, to get the chords as close as possible to the way I like them. Now you'll see there's a number below each chord. Excuse me, I'm sorry about that. This little square box you'll see me touch just now, that turns white, allows you to MIDI map the chords to the keys. In Scalar, you typically would just click one button and it maps them automatically. Well, in Tonality, you actually have to map them yourself. And the way you do it is hold down that box and then touch the pads you want and then touch the key. So it's pretty much like this. Turn it on, hold down, and you'll see I took it off. Now if I hold it down again, I put it back. That clicking is my mic for my phone picking up the key, me hitting the key. So excuse me for that. Okay, so you see that I've done that for everyone, and I've said this before, where the A flat minor 9 is, that chord, you start your 1. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then if you're going to use the dominant flats, you're just going to pick up the dominant of each chord. So the A flat, B flat, B flat, D flat, D flat. So you'll see I just put them in the order based on the same order of the 1 through 7, except for there is no dominant for the C flat. Excuse me, I'm choking, I guess. Okay, so that took about an octave. Now I have a 37 key, so that took about an octave of the keys. And then the rest of it, because I've mapped it in here to the scale chord, I can find the melody pretty quickly. So the melody is, or the lead, or the scale rhythm, sorry. And the way I know that is it tells me the notes. If you look right here where the Dorian's highlighted, it tells me the notes. So I learned the notes on the piano. Now you can map it to the white keys, but you can't have chord pad, the tonality rather, going while you're doing that, because for some reason it locks it and you won't play the chords. Maybe there's a fix for that. I don't know the answer. But for now, unless you're playing both hands at the same time, or you either have the option to learn the scale or just play your chords and then come back, turn off the chord pad, and then just play the scales. And by the way, you could do that technically by just turning the MIDI off. Actually, no, you can't. I take that back. It stays locked. So you would have to X there and pull the chord pads off. And then you would have to go in and route this to the X or to whatever your keyboard is. So you can see mine, I'm using the MIDI Bluetooth down there. I'm not going to do that for right now, though. I just wanted to show you if you wanted to do that. Okay? Otherwise, learn the chords in this version. If you were doing this with scalar, totally different. You would just put scalar on, connect it to the launch for the Atom2, and then you should be able to pretty much just play the chords directly in if you want to do that. And then with scalar, you would just turn off, you would just lock it in scalar instead of locking it in Atom. You wouldn't need Atom to do that. But Atom and tonality kind of can act as a scalar of its own, right? To get you that key lock, or the scale lock rather, and also to have your chords. So on the phone, since we don't have scalar, this is our option. So we're just coming up with some chords. I'm just picking random chords because all these chords work good together. Now, whether it sounds appeasing to you is up to you, how you put them together. But also don't forget to get that humanized feel. If you go into the settings, make sure you have trigger velocity on, randomize chord velocity, set your intensity, randomize note velocity, set your intensity, and randomize tack. I usually leave that down. Otherwise, you'll have a note so far, a nudge too far, and it might not sound right. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So there's a 4-bar chord progression. And how would we record that? Let's do that together. So give me 1 second to put that up. I'm gonna pinch in this screen and then put a 4-bar on just to be safe. Press record. And then I'm gonna set the tempo. You probably can't see the tempo. Let me see something there. If I do this. Okay, never mind. Should be able to see it. I'm just gonna pick a tempo, turn the click on, and then turn on the pre-roll. That'll give me a bar count in, right? Hit the X off, we're good to go. I got it at 97. And then this is set to record. And now we will go ahead and we'll hit record, or hit play rather, and then we'll record in. So there you go. Now you built your 4-chord progression. You might have to zoom in a little bit if it's off, which it is off. Highlight, adjust the notes a little bit. There you go. Maybe this one And mind you, I'm doing this with my finger. So that'll tell you how good Atom is to me. I have fat fingers and I'm on a phone. So if I can do this with my fat fingers on a phone, I'm sure you can definitely make it happen on an iPad or whatever you have. See, there's a hesitation there, and I know what that is. There it is. See it? It's off a little bit. So we'll just pull that forward. I should fix that. And that's what the randomized attack is going to do. It's going to start the notes a little bit later. So you want to probably leave that off if you're trying to start right on time, especially the first one. So here we go. Now it should work. Then let's say you want to do a melody. You could do it on a separate one if you wanted to. Right? Just add another atom, hit the launch, come in here, and you're going to put your controller to it. What you want to do when you record, though, is remove this one so that it doesn't play onto that one. I'm going to turn this sideways so you can see a bigger portion of the screen. We're going to set this for A flat or G sharp, and we want it to be in Dorian, which I have here now under my favorites. Okay, I'm going to map it to the white keys, and then I want that melody to be a 4-bar, so I'm going to do that. All right, now I'm going to put it back up here, hit record, turn that off. Now any note I play, once I connect this to, oh yeah, you got to connect this, I'm sorry, to here. You'll see there's 2 now, so put that one on too. And now I'm only hitting the white keys and it's going to record to that. So let's just make up something. Here we go. What am I doing? Sorry about that. Remove chord pads from here. We've already recorded. If you don't, it'll start recording. It'll record the wrong part. So let's just see. Make sure I didn't put any notes. Nope, I didn't. All right, good. Sorry about that. All right, let's try this again. So we're playing through chord pads. You want to make sure that chord pads is on. Now you could technically not have to play through that if you don't want to, because you really just don't have to. Your first one, you only did it because you need the chords, but let's say you want to free your keyboard up. Now you could do that and remove it if you wanted to. All right, you do have to have this one in so you can hear the chords, right? So to play the melody. 4-bar count in, let's go. What was I doing there? Mess up, highlight them all. On the phone, it's a little more challenging, right? You gotta delete. I'm gonna leave it sideways for right now just so we can see the recording. simple video just showing you how you can use Atom2, Tonality, an instrument, and then a Koala. Now, if I want to record that into Koala, I could record each part separate. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So let's say I want my parts on different tracks. Then I'm going to put them on different pads. So I'll arm the pad. And then when I hit play, I'm going to take that one out first. It's going to give me a 1 bar count in, and then it'll start. Okay, so you saw how I let it start the next part. So we come in. The good thing is if you have it to start at the first transient, then all you have to do is come in and crop, and then crop here. And now you know you have a 4 bar perfect loop. Okay, let's say you're ready for the next part. All right, you want to record that in. Now remember, on this one, because there's no note at the beginning, it's going to skip that. So you'll have to figure out how you're going to time that. So the way I would do is draw in just draw in a simple note, make it short. Okay, or something like that. So that way you know where the start point is. Perfect. Now remove that one. Wherever you want to pick your pad, just pick one. Okay, go back to the beginning. It's going to give you the 4 bar count in. Okay, stop it. And now you know where it should start and end. So, sorry about the squeaky chair, but on this one, what I would do, again, I would crop it first. There's some space that has to exist at that beginning, and we know the end should be right there. So we'll go ahead and crop the end, and now we got to figure out the space at the beginning. So how would we get rid of that space? Well, good question. So the good, the bad, and the ugly is that to get this perfect, it's not hard, but if your first note is not on, you're going to have more of a challenge trying to place it exactly where. So one of the things I do is, or I tend to do is, I don't record my melodies into Atom. I'll use Atom as the helper, so to speak, so I can play the scales. But I'll record those directly into Koala. And that way, it captures the notes as I play them, and I don't have to go back and hope that I hit the right spot. However, this is still doable. Maybe you just add a note at the beginning that you actually like instead of playing late, because you know and realize that that melody, the timing is going to be crucial. All right, but if you think of another way to fix that, where you can edit it, the obvious easy way is to do this, but how much space do you need at the beginning? Where do you start it? So that's the challenge. Sorry, my hand's back in this phone. Anyway, so you could put these 2 bars in a sequence. You know that they're 4 bars, right? So there's your 4. Then all you got to do is throw them in the sequence. Done. Okay, now when you remove these 2, I'll put this phone down because my finger keeps hitting it. Okay. You press play. Should play. So it is playing, but it's not connecting with the first one. So let's see if it'll do it the second time around. Okay, I actually like that note at the front. It's cool. But if you want to fix that clicker, you can turn the clicker off here, come up here, put this back to off on the pre-roll, and now it should not do a pre-roll. Then you can come in and use Cytala if you want, or if you can either set this and keep it, or you can move this out or whatever. I usually hold it, hit replace, and then pick your, I don't have Cytala on this one, I don't think, because I just felt like I could just put the kicks and stuff inside of Koala and save space and time that I don't really need to have another device. Cytala is nice though for like having drum kits. If you have a bunch of kits and you want to keep those kits in there, it's spectacular for that. But if you don't mind just bringing samples in, then you could always just go here, go input, and bring in some files. So kick. Touching the phone too much, right? And it's making all that extra racket, so excuse that. Okay, snare. Set these to a one shot. And I'm just picking random ones, but whatever. And then you can get your hats. Same principle. Go back in. Find a closed hat that you like. That's fine. Want to record into here. Maybe do that. I'm sorry, touch here and go note repeat. Turn on velocity. Okay, now because this is controlling it, you will need to probably either exit here and use Koala on its own, or you will have to deal with going back up here, or this, you can do this, watch this. Simply put, just record it into a separate block, and maybe, or if you know what, better yet, just record it in the same one. There you go, just add one over. Now it's 4, and then hit record in here. If you don't hit record in here, I don't think it will record, right? So you have to have it in here. If you have Cytala on the outside, then it's perfectly fine. You can put the metronome back on in here, and then hit play. Pick it up where you want to. you have it. So just showing you a quick way to put together a song. Took me more time because I'm explaining it, plus I'm trying to be careful not to make all that extra racket in the microphone, but whatever. So you see the point. All right, I am going to save this as song demo YT. That's YouTube. 97 BPM. A flat Dorian. So I'll know what the chords were. And we can move it there, that's fine. All right. Well, that's it for this video. I just wanted to show you that you can do this on the phone and have fun when whatever method you are using, whether it's the phone, iPad, or the computer. It's all the same. It's a tool to make music, and whatever one you choose and whichever one you have or can afford, whatever the case may be, just do it and make fun and have fun making music. All right, I'm out.